Woo! What's up, cable dogs? So online. Yeah, that's me on the drums. That is me on the drums. No, thank you to the composer of the show, Anonymous 420. Anonymous 420, thank you very much. Is it really the first time you all have seen the credits? It's been up for a few weeks, but I know that not everybody joins first thing. It's all right. I don't hold it against you. Welcome, Darts and Goose. There is no better combination on a warm summer's day. Can we get a yeah woo break? Yeah, not 100% sure what you mean by that, but you are always welcome, Puddles, to do whatever you like on my stream. It's a safe zone. It's a no holds barred arena of the mind and the body, which is what I'm trying to represent with this. Look, we're doing intellectual things. We're writing a best-selling novel. We're writing the next great American novel, and we're also flinging darts, just like that. It's a shame. I've broken the streak now. 2 weeks in a row, I've thrown a dart dead center without looking. But now I'm off. I'm in a sick sort of mood today. I'm feeling sixy, and I'm not afraid to show it. We're in jungle. Oh right, I didn't realize you're part of the Junglist Massive. crying puddles. But yeah, yeah, woo, sure, wicked, booyaka. That's my ode to jungle. What are we doing today? Don't know. Don't know. I'm drinking a coffee. It's so warm today. It's so warm today. My darts will get better. Yeah, they'll get better as it goes on. I haven't finished my first coffee yet, and I know this is usually a rule for alcohol, but usually you get a drink or two in, and then you're really good at darts. But I don't drink anymore, so I'm gonna get some coffee. It is a real scorcher. I know you're all making fun of me in the Discord for showing my heat map of the area where I live and it being comfortable at worst. Hey, thanks, Down, for the tier 1 subscription. Oh, is that a following chime? That was nice. No little picture, but that was a nice little noise. Yeah, but look, today it is hotter. I don't know what the temperature is today. Let me check. Look, the temperature right now is 23 Celsius right now, which is a lot. I don't know what that is. That's that's about 70, maybe a little under, which is a lot. It is a lot considering the rest of the average was all. Yeah, that is in English. That is how we do the temperature in English. I don't understand Fahrenheit. It's 31 Celsius. Yeah, I mean that is warm. It was 30 earlier. It was 30 earlier in Celsius, centigrade, whatever you want to call it. C. Yeah, it was 30 earlier. It was insane. We have to do very weird dog walks because you can't take a dog out in that sort of heat. Yeah, exactly. Damn, you know, the weather in the UK has been insane lately, and England and Scotland not known for hot weather. We're not prepared for it. It's like everybody jokes about how the snow shuts down the UK, but the fact is, the snow shuts us down because we don't have to prepare for it. It would be an absolute waste of time for us to be prepared for the snow, to be prepared for extreme weather on either end, because it doesn't happen often enough. But it's just too much. You're in the hoose. First of all, I love that you write phonetically in a Scottish accent. That's lovely to me. I've got a friend from Cork who does that as well. Even if you didn't know he was from Cork, you could tell by the way he texts. The numbers is in a neighbour's house and all the windows open and a fan on. It's a luxury to even have a fan in here. I know I was arguing that UK houses don't really have fans ready to go. Yeah, aircon. I mean, who has aircon over here? What, like, businesses have aircon, I guess, because you really have to. It's kind of worth the expense, I guess, keeping your customers cool, because you're going to be making money at least from people coming in. But I don't make any money from living in my flat, so I can't really afford to just spend a bunch of money on a machine. Yeah, I don't have AC. Even like I've worked in shops where we've debated the expense of buying an AC for the summer, because we have had, like, in the last 10 years or so, I guess we've had much more extreme weather. We've had a lot more snow in the winters and a lot more heat waves. You know, we had the hottest summer of all time 2 years ago. Got up well into the high 30s. I think I said the exact thing in the Discord the other day. But yeah, because so now we've started to having to think about stuff like that, but it's just too much. I love Glasgow. I love Glasgow a lot. I know there are parts of Glasgow that have bad reputation. I really like Glasgow. I went there a few years ago. I went there with an architect, so I got to do all the cool visits, looking at all the Rennie Mac stuff, which is just gorgeous, just beautiful. I'm so jealous of the AC. It's that warm, and the reason I've talked about high sweltering, because she does right. I have a torso. It looks like I have a torso. It's a hologram. That's the law. It turns out, for whatever reason, it is cheaper to give myself a holographic body than it is not to. It's it's I don't know. It's something to do with the heat. I said it was because of the heat. The machine that keeps my head floating in a bubble creates more heat than it does to create a hologram. So I have a body now. It looks like I have a body. It is an illusion. If you think about it, all of our bodies are just illusions, really. They're just vessels for our souls. Yeah, we were talking, it's machines. You've got a bunch of machines running. There are more machines running to keep my head floating in a bubble by itself than there are to create a single hologram of an entire body. That's just how it works. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like the vase or the vase. I know I said last week I say vase, and now I've just said vase instinctively. So maybe I lied. Yeah, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. It takes even less muscles for me to give you a slap. And I read that on a Joker meme. Don't know if I posted that one yet. I get lost in which one I posted. The one I posted this morning, I was sure I'd posted already. But got a reaction. It got the reaction, and all reactions are good reactions. Orbs are cold in cylinders. Yeah, there's a reason I'm in an orb. Obviously, that's not a word that we tend to use on this channel. Don't know why. We just don't talk about orbs. I don't think we've ever said orb on this channel before. I prefer to think of it as a bowl. I tend to refer to it as a spider bowl that I live in, even though I'm not technically a spider either. It's only got 4 legs, but it is a rat. It's a sort of arachnoid. You know, in the same way that you can have a human-like alien that has 4 arms. It's still humanoid, even if the amount of limbs isn't exactly. Yeah, if you look at this and I say, what living organic creature does this remind you of? You would instantly go to spider, I think, before anything else. Even though maybe it has more in common with a dog, given the amount of limbs. No, legally we're not allowed to say that. We do have to. It's like that thing back when Marvel didn't have the rights to say mutant in mutant stuff, so they wrote out the X-Men from a bunch of their stuff, and started talking about the Inhumans instead. It's kind of like that, where maybe once upon a time I would have said the O word. But now I say bowl instead. I say bowl, I say sphere. Dogs are kind of arachnoid. Yeah. You're all acting like I coined the word arachnoid. Is arachnoid not a common phrase? Maybe it's not. I guess I don't think I've ever said it before. But it seems useful to me right now. Spider-Man is arachnoid in a way, just kind of in a very different way to the spider bowl. So what are we doing today? Darts? Yes. We're doing a sort of chess boxing. It's probably a word. I think it's a word. I think it's just a word that doesn't have that common a usage because there's no need. The time where Runescape, okay, combined was banned on a bunch of channels I watch. Really, it's not banned here. It is darts. We could just do a stream of me throwing darts. As per usual, I've only decided to pick up 2 darts. Traditionally, you would have 3. I've only got 2 in my hand. Yeah, you can say RuneScape. RuneScape's fine. I don't know why we would ban the word RuneScape. I'm certain that some members of C2 are RuneScapers. I've never played RuneScape. I used to have a bunch of friends that used to play it on the school computers when I was a kid. They were obsessed with it back when it looked like a browser game. Hit the bullseye. Let's see if I can. Amazing if I can. Is it embarrassing if I can't? I don't know. It's famously difficult. So maybe it's not that shameful if I can't. Oh, Egg says 8. Sheeda says bullseye. All right, let's see. Can I do both? Can I split it in half like Robin Hood? I'm going to fire one at the bullseye and then fire another one that splits the bullseye into an 8. Okay? Way off. Way off. You can't even see that on the camera. That's awful. As usual, I do need to specify that I am throwing the darts at a weird angle. I know it looks like it's dead on, but the trick is I've got a camera facing dead on. I'm not dead on to the dartboard. I had to figure out a weird way to set it up. I did get a 7 and a 1. Yeah, so I did in fact get the 8. I did do exactly what I was asked to do. I got an 8. I do want to, Sheeda. I do want to hit the bullseye. It is, of course, my dream to hit the bullseye. Hit the camera. Well, that's the thing. I've got it specifically set up so that I can film the dartboard and myself without hitting the camera. It took me a long time to figure out a configuration in this space that would allow me to do that. So let's see. I'm gonna hit this bullseye. It's an interesting stream. I don't know why I feel the need to pretend like I'm not just going to be throwing darts all the time. I think it's because I know that people enjoy writing the goosebumps, and I like writing the goosebumps too. So I always say that I'm going to write the goosebumps, but then I always just spend an hour throwing stuff at the dartboard for no reason. I love having the dartboard here. I think it's an interesting thing. If I was like a podcaster or one of those sort of radio DJs who has the camera in the room. This would be one of my things. I think flinging stuff at a dartboard. It would become so popular. They would sell T-shirts with a dartboard on it. Get in the merch channel. We'll figure out how to monetize the fact that I own a dartboard. Okay, are we gonna? You think Beckham should hit a powerful goal? All right, down. By the way, this is the first time I didn't realize that down was short for something. In fact, I'm saying it down, even though I wouldn't say Dalmatian necessarily, because I've only ever seen the shortened version of your name. It's the first time I've realized that it's actually a meaningful word, that it's short for something. Yeah, the dartboard's great, isn't it? I don't know why it took me so long to think of having a dartboard. I don't even remember why I thought of having a dartboard. Why did I start having a dartboard on stream? It was only supposed to be a one-off. I don't really remember why I did it. I think it was .sip related. I think this was supposed to be political spectrum originally, wasn't it? It was, we were ranking celebrities. Closer. Further. Yeah, it's closer. I'm getting there. It's getting there. I feel like, I don't know if there's necessarily this logical a process to throwing darts, but if I keep getting closer each time, it stands to reason I am going to hit the bullseye sooner or later. Maybe I just need to practice. I haven't really... Someone said on last week's, how are you so good at throwing darts? Because I kept accidentally getting very good shots. And now I feel like I've ruined that. I'd accidentally built up a bit of a reputation as someone who knew how to throw a dart. And I don't actually... it's coming out. It's coming out that I don't know how to throw darts that well. I haven't played a proper game of darts in a very long time, even though I do own a dartboard and my own darts. You've been obsessed with stories about people causing trouble and excited that awful things are about to happen and just waiting for the other shoe to drop. What does this mean, Puddles? Is this related to the Goosebumps? Is this the story that you want us to write? You're waiting because you know in a Goosebumps story something bad is going to happen sooner or later. We're setting it up. V2? I don't know, you played on a Team Fortress Classic server that gave you a random dog nickname, and the nickname it gave you was Dalmatine. Dalmatine. That's cool. I didn't realize that. That's so weird, because as Eurodov will attest, as the linguist of the team, most words that end in Asian are loaned from the French. You know, we take Asian from action, you know, situation, complication, and so it's very bizarre that we have a word Dalmatian that has a completely different form in French. That's bizarre. Dalmatian with an A. No, I don't know the etymology of Dalmatian, but that's very weird because when I learned French, I haven't really learned French. I don't really know much French at all. But I remember one of the things that the guy teaching me told me was, you know, it's quite easy to take these things on to learn it. Once you realize that you already know a couple thousand of French words already, you just pronounce it differently. Italian said, yeah, well, I guess like Alsatian. People from Alsace, Alsatian. That's very weird that it works the other way. Interesting. Could be an Italian city. Could be. I don't know where Dalmatians are originally from. Dalmatians are heavily overbred animals, aren't they? So I don't know what they originally were, where they originally come from. It is a dog's night. Dalmatian is spelt wrong in your name. It's okay. You're someone who Dalmatians, I thought. Right, we are going to be writing. Dalmatia is now Croatia. Is that true? They were originally dogs. Yeah, I would have thought that they came from dogs to start with. But they're quite sickly animals, aren't they? They obviously have their uses. They're good working dogs. But I think they have a lot of health problems, don't they, Dalmatians? I think they've got heart issues. Ooh, double a woo. I've got 2 sound alerts on. Oh, right, yeah, because last week the sound alerts weren't working for me, were they? So I added a second sound alert source on. And now I have 2 Sound alerts going. Did you hear it twice? I only heard it once, but it might just be because I've only got one of the output monitors turned on. Quite a sickly animal. Yeah, I feel fairly sickly, but I'm a fox within the Cable 2 universe, I guess. That is my totem is Ash. Closer, much closer. We are getting there. Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I don't know what the darts decide. We haven't decided what the darts decide. The dartboard is supposed to be there to help us make decisions and categorize things. Koala with bunny ears and a machete. I like that. The weird thing is, I'm a fox within the C2 universe. This is canon. I feel that's lore. However, not even my favorite animal. My favorite animal is a hedgehog. I'm actually surrounded by hedgehog things right now, which you can't see because I've green screened out my home. But there is a considerable amount of hedgehog decorations in my home. Just little things, little hedgehogs everywhere. Just little hedgehogs everywhere, all around my home. Within arm's reach, wherever you are, always within arm's reach. Yeah, I think I probably mentioned this before. I think I probably have mentioned this before that I'm surrounded by hedgehog decor, which seems a little weird. I am like one of those old ladies that has little porcelain cat figurines on every shelf. I've just over the years, people just get me little hedgehog things. So I'm just surrounded by hedgehogs because people know that I like hedgehogs and have done my entire life. So this isn't even like just in adulthood since I've owned my own home. I've just been collecting little hedgehog things since I was very young because everybody wants to give me hedgehogs and I will always accept them because I do love a hedgehog. Right, darts back. We can decide what the darts mean if we want, or we can fling them wildly. I do like the chaos of just throwing sharp objects. But the other thing we're going to do today is write. So where are my things? Where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Right. We're in Scrivener. Scrivener, by the way, if you don't know about Scrivener, it's a wonderful product. It's only about $45, one-time license fee. Best word processor I've ever used. Not sponsored yet. Hoping to become sponsored. Beckham. So what do we say Beckham should be doing? Scoring a very powerful goal. Is that what we settled on? Beckham scored a very powerful goal on the TV. That's not normally how I'd spell TV, but I have a feeling. See, Scrivener doesn't even like me writing that. No, don't correct it to TP. It's not a TP. That's the sort of thing that older authors used to do in books, I feel. Before there was a standardized way of doing it, of saying it was initials, even though it clearly always was. It's kind of like the okay thing. One of the presidents could be watching the TV. Yeah. Now, here's the decision we always need to make whenever you have a president in a... Yes, yeah. This is, we're setting the thing. Someone is watching the TV, definitely. And I think you're right. It should be the president, because I think our story has taken us there. But the thing you need to decide when you have a president in your story is real president, fictional president. The president has a gun, which I feel like might be the name. I don't know if we've got a name of our book yet, but I feel like the president has a gun is a fairly good candidate for it. It kind of sums up everything we want to say here. Abraham Lincoln clone. One of the most famous Dalmatians in popular culture is Louis, or Lou Dog, the mascot of rock band Sublime. Yeah, hard to disagree with that. I mean, this is the first I'm hearing of Lou Dog. But I guess I could probably only name 101 Dalmatians that are famous, that are more famous than Lou Dog, which still puts him well in the top 200. Werewolf president, Lou Dog. Lou Dog I like. Well, so the monster... Well, I don't know. I don't know what the monster is. Should we check our notes? Now, this is what Scrivener is great for. Is... Here we go. Is going back to your notes. So... We had a lot of ideas. About kids, presidents, guns... there were quite a lot of things about expiry dates. I think that was initially going to be the main plot of this, was that Jackson the kid Jackson had the power to see the expiry dates of people, and to say smooth move X-lax, which is absolutely the sort of thing that a kid would say in a Goosebumps novel. What if the president and the tough kid have to work together to defeat the scariest monster of them all? Fake news. I like it. Which makes sense that someone is watching TV right now. So we've got, yeah, what is it? Yeah, so the monster, smooth move X-lax. The monster is from TV, which again has that very kind of kids, um, kids horror thing of being like, oh, that new technology that you like is MILF. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what that meant. I think we were saying it was a secret from the kids. The kids wouldn't pick up on the fact that there was a MILF character, but the parents who read it with them for the book journal got to enjoy a MILF. It was a something for the dad situation. Now I have forgotten where our book is. Where's our book? Where is our book? Right, here we are, blank page. Okay. Beckham, I didn't even put a verb there. Right. Beckham scored a very powerful goal on the TV. You remember the MILF secret. You've got to tell me what the MILF secret is. I need to know the MILF secret. A TV monster, there's an evil version of the president on each channel. Yes. Okay. So maybe there's something happens to the TVs, right? Some sort of curse happens to the TVs, and whatever's shown on them comes true. Seems complicated, but in Goosebumps fashion, we just won't delve too much into the details of it. Which means that if there's a big press conference that multiple channels are airing, there are multiple presidents, but only one president is the real president. And it's up to our tough kid, Jackson Hardwire, to is that their name? I feel like it is. Yeah, it is Jackson Hardwire. There we are. I think the monster from TV is a metaphor for how the media industry and Rupert Murdoch can distort your perception of the world, particularly fitting as most of Goosebumps books were written during the era where the mumps rubella vaccine was being crucified in the media due to Wakeman's bad science. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's something that I know we talked about a few streams ago was Hardwire. Is that hype? Is that your phonetic interpretation of my accent? It's very rude. As an English person, my vowels are the correct vowels. Okay, it rhymes. Okay, yeah, sure. Hardwire. See, I would read that as a native French speaker. No, you were razzing. You were. It's okay. It's okay. Look, I can take it too, right? I'm not one of those who can dish it out and not take it. Okay. I know I'm the roast master general of C2, but I'm not thin skinned. I'm thick skinned. It sounds like wire. I guess it's kind of like a sort of Dapper Dan, Dandy Dan. Who's the guy, Bugsy Malone, who says "woik"? One of those sort of voices. As an English person, my vowels are the rate vowels. Right, okay. Memoir. Yeah, exactly. Memoir. Hardwire. Hardwire. But again, in my accent, those are very different vowels. Wire. Memoir. Hardwire. 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 Yeah. Hardwire, like aardvark. I respect. No, American is the richest culture, which is why we all wish we were Americans. Uh, American is the most acceptable culture, even though around the world, obviously it seems reviled. At the same time, it's the culture that gets accepted everywhere. You'll never find a country that doesn't air American movies or American TV. And it's not the same elsewhere. It's not like, I don't think there's a lot of English stuff that never makes it anywhere but England. And in American stuff, it is everywhere, which means I have to respect it as a culture. Have to respect it. In Scotland, memoir is pronounced memgoir. Memgoire. Memoire. Is that true? That sounds true. Yeah, trying to read that out is does make me instantly sound authentically Scottish. So I'm gonna believe you. Yeah, America really does. Guer, guer, mem guer. Yeah, I'm not sure, where does the gur come from? We are learning about the world. It's one of those days. Whenever I say insistently that I am going to do something productive, I end up just spending an hour putting the world right, as an old woman might say to you when you're having a drunken conversation. Putting the world to rights, are you? It's what old women love to say over here. They love to say it. TV station Crime Puddle's really trying to keep us on track. You're fighting a losing an uphill battle. I can't roll. This is something really difficult. When I was younger, I could roll my R's, and I think I ruined my voice with alcohol and cigarettes to the point where there's just I can't do it anymore. I can't figure it out. I've been trying to learn Italian for the longest time, and before that, as I mentioned, French, and both of them rely quite heavily on rolled R's. Luckily, Italian rolling an R is just how you pronounce it. It's not as though there aren't really words like there are in some languages where if you roll your R, it means something different than if you don't. So it's not that important. It just really marks you as a non-native speaker, which I feel like I probably would always be noticed as anyway. But I can't roll my R's anymore. I used to be able to roll my R's, but I can't do it. And it's you can't whistle. Oh, I love to whistle. 100% of my Neo ST entries had whistling in it because I love to whistle. I feel like if I could make money off a whistle, I would. If whistling was an acceptable, like respected instrument, I would be a concert whistler. I love to whistle, and I am good at it. I have a good register in whistling. I've got a good range. Got a very good range. My girlfriend, who's a fantastic singer, often comments on her inability to hit the notes that I can with whistling. I'm the Pavarotti of whistling. I love to whistle. Scots English is the only accent that maintains the fern for fur distinction, which is tricky for me, but cool. What does that mean? What does that mean? Fern for fur. Oh yeah, I guess. What is the Scots version of fern for fur? I'm not knowing that I have a Scottish person watching. I'm not going to attempt to do that in any sort of Scottish accent. 3 different vowels: fern, fair, fur. Is the closest I can, and that's as much as I'm going to go into trying to do Scottish. Doctor, I'm the Pavarotti of whistling. Doctor says, go see Pavarotti of whistling. He's whistling tonight, and the whistling man says, but doctor, I'm the Pavarotti of whistling. I guess he wouldn't be a whistling man. If he went in there whistling, it'd be very clear that he was the whistler. What is the original story? Pagliacci goes in there out of makeup, presumably. How is it kept from us as an audience? That's the sort of thing we should be analysing, tearing apart. Doctor says go score. I thank you for getting us back on track. God. Chat today really wants me to do some work. Let me slack off. Trying to fling some darts before I have to go out in this horrible weather and walk my dog. I can't do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to walk my dog after the show. It's still going to be too hot. She's going to boil. She's from Greece as well, which is really weird, but she does overheat. You can tell. I have concrete floors because I live in a converted factory, which is as cool as it sounds. And she loves to lay on the concrete floor, which is nice because it's always cool for her. But she's from Athens originally, which, although Greece has kind of similar climate to England, like more so than you would think, given that Greece is obviously a paradise in people's heads, whereas England is definitely not. But they're quite similar temperatures for most of the year. But they do have hot summers. It's not as though she would have grown up without heat. Because I only got her, she was 2 when I got her, and she had lived in Athens for those first 2 years. She was almost 3. So almost 3 years she'd lived in Athens. And yet she comes over here and she cannot handle the sun. Oh, I saw you ask me earlier. I never answered. Do I have to put boots on my dog? I don't. Because the pavement, well, the pavement does get that hot, which is why I just avoid taking her out in that weather, because I don't want to burn her feet, and she would burn. I suppose I could get boots, but then the problem is Well, no, I suppose it's not really a problem of letting out the heat because they obviously don't have pores the same way we do. They don't sweat, do they? Puddles. It gets worse. Last week I had this open and we didn't write a single word. Not a single word happened. We just talked about ADHD for an hour for no reason. No reason. Yeah, Greece is. I think that is the different. I think Greece is a different sort of heat. Although we're fairly humid over here as well. You figured out time, and yet you cannot figure out a way for me to make better use of my time. I have been on for half an hour plus, and I've written 8 words. Beckham scored a very powerful goal on the TV. He turned to the camera and winked. The president, Lou Dog, winked back as if this was a moment between just the two of them. His advisor, Cherry Red, furrowed her brow in confusion. Did the president know something she didn't? Nope, just pressing short because I'm not trying to. Nah, she thought the president knows what I tell him to know. Not sure where we're going with this. Getting less and less goosebumpsy in this paragraph. How are the coffee streams? Yeah, the coffee stream marathon was great. Yeah, Cherry Red is a good name. It's a sexy name. She's maybe our secret MILF. She's the Barbara of Goosebumps, I feel like. Cherry Red. The coffee streams were great. I keep meaning to go through and capture each of the coffee overlays. Make a nice little collage of coffee tributes. Because it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. I love doing. If it's not obvious yet, I love doing gimmick shows. I love doing themed. I try and make every episode of this a new gimmick of some sort. I just like messing with format. I'm just a subversive sort of artist. I like playing with the form. I like stretching the limits of what's possible on this medium of Twitch. Yeah, it was nice. It was a shame that we did a tribute to you at a time when we knew for a fact that you couldn't see any of it. I keep saying I'm going to do a multiverse calendar, and I just never get around to it. I have a special format coming up, probably sometime in the future because it can take a fair bit of production and planning. I need to figure out what's possible. Hey Seth, thanks for the sub. Poggers. What's that? Been watching some E3. Oh, we've been covering E3 on this episode. We've been covering E3 here. You should have just come here. This is the official home of E3. I heard there was going to be a video game. It's a survival horror game set on a skateboard. Here they're figuring out it might not be coming out in this quarter. It might be next gen. Like I know we've just started a new gen. It might have to be next gen because we haven't quite got the technology yet for the skateboards. We're not quite sure how to replicate the feel of a skateboard on a computer quite yet. Square Enix. There's going to be a Hitman Go 2. There's going to be a Hitman Go Season 2. Hitman Go 2. Really enjoyed Hitman Go. I keep thinking about this lately. Do you ever play Hitman Go? It was the mobile version of Hitman that was like... it was all set up like a board game. Like Ludo pieces. They were really cool. I love the art style of it. I'm really obsessed with it. It was like kind of tilt shifty, but it was like a diorama. Everything was a model. I really like that. I don't know if there's anything else that does that style of game, but I really like that style. I really enjoy it. I've been thinking of a way to I've been thinking of something to do with that. I was like, I love the idea of miniatures, of a thing that is miniatures. It's really cool. I'm not lying. No, I am lying about there being a second one. I don't think there was any interest in the Hitman mobile game. I just remember the art style of it. It was just the first thing that came to mind when he said Square Enix, because I'm not really a video game guy. I don't know what Square Enix are. I don't know what Square Enix do. Um, I'm not lying about the art style. I really like. Oh no, yeah, no, it's true. You should check it out. It's a fun game. As Sheeda says, it's tactics. It is a tactical game. It's very cool. It's like sort of turn based, so you need to figure out a route that allows you to skip past people without them seeing, because it's like instant death. But the main thing that I think is cool is the art style. It's the only thing I care about. It's the art style. I don't know what games does either. I don't know about Square Enix. Is Square Enix Kingdom Hearts as well? Are they? What's the Kingdom Hearts thing? Final Fantasy? Is that it? I've never played a Final Fantasy. Because I keep seeing the box art and thinking, well, guess I've missed my chance. This is the last one. Oh, that would have been great if that was a bullseye. Would have been a little rim shot bullseye. Yeah, I love tactics too. I also I enjoy some tactics. Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. Yeah, I've never played either of them because I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, so I never play Kingdom Hearts because I'm not a Disney fan. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, so Kingdom Hearts did nothing for me. And I'm not against Final Fantasy. I think I saw the movie. I did see the movie that came out. That everyone was like, "Whoa, it's photorealistic," but it wasn't. It never was. It wasn't. Even then, it wasn't. Not that I need it to be. I just think that's weird that they were talking about it as if it was. They still kind of look like cartoons, which is fine because it was a cartoon. Pirates of the Caribbean is going to Sea of Thieves. Yeah, this is my video game thing. Everything um, is mashing up now. Everything's mashing up now. There are two games currently that have mashups with Stranger Things. I never heard of either game before, but I just saw it just popped up on my. You know when you have like if you got like an Android phone, they have the Google News things, and it just shows you things that you like, and it knows that I watch Stranger Things, so it shows me things every time there's news about Stranger Things because it knows I like that show. And there's two Stranger Things like smashing games, and the darts are supposed to write the goosebumps. That is the point of the darts. Fast and the Furious cars in Rocket League, yeah, Stranger Things and everything. Everything's in Fortnite, right? Fortnite exists in every universe at once. I saw the trailer for the new Fast and Furious film. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this, guys? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Uh, I love the Fast and Furious films. I think that they are currently the greatest action franchise. I think they're so much fun. But wasn't a big part of Fast and Furious for a long time the fact that they are like there's some really cool practical stunts in it. Like quite late in the series, they do a lot of practical stuff still. Obviously not all practical, and I know that they've been flying out of windows in the Burj Khalifa or whatever for a long time. Um, but in the latest trailer, there's like a guy who catches a car. There's a guy who catches a car. John Cena is Vin Diesel's little brother, from what I gather, which is bizarre because the entire nine film series so far has been exclusively about Dom's family, and yet he's never mentioned having a little brother before, which seems weird because his whole thing is talking about his family and being very close to his family. How could he have a secret brother and never have mentioned it in 8 previous films? It does look Marvel-esque. I don't get it. Like I know it's become more of a spy thriller thing now. Like beyond, it used to be about some guys who did some car races, and now it's about guys who saved the world from nuclear bombs using cars. But I feel like maybe at the point where there's a guy who's able to catch a car in his bare hands, maybe has crossed the line. Like I'm still gonna watch and love it. I just don't understand. Yeah, they're not risky enough. I mean, they're neither fast enough nor furious enough for my liking anymore. I think there was one in I think number 8. I think Fate of the Furious where they don't they drive on some ice and there's like a submarine. There's a nuclear submarine that they're racing in a bunch of Ferraris on the ice, which is very funny. That is good. And Charlize Theron in it. Oscar winner Charlize Theron is the main villain in that. She's the world's greatest hacker. Yeah, no, that's true. Look, that is true, Puddles. You really expect me to suspend my disbelief for this? That rules. And I do think that Fast and Furious generally do um they do obey that rule. Because the more ridiculous they get, the better they are. I do agree with that. I think they have gotten better as they've gone on. The first one is the worst one of all. And number 2 is also pretty awful. But from number 3 onwards, I think each one ups the stakes in a really fun way. Once they realize that they could do stupid things, They didn't have to take it seriously at all. It did get better. The same like Mission Impossible did. The second Mission Impossible realized that adding a sense of humor is better in like stunt films. They got immeasurably better. What, Fast and Furious? I don't know. I think this one was supposed to go to space, but I didn't see any in the trailer. The next Mission Impossible is going to space, and they're doing it for real, of course, because they're just Tom Cruise hanging out now and doing the things that he wants to do, like setting world records for being the first actor to do various stunts. He's just doing that. Yeah, Charlize Theron is in. I think it's number 8. It might be number 7. I think it's number 8 though. She is the world's second greatest hacker. No, she's the world's greatest hacker. The world's second greatest hacker is Chris Ludacris Bridges, who was introduced in number 2 as a guy who fits car stereos. And with each film, his role as the tech guy has been so exaggerated and so flanderized to the point where he is now the second greatest hacker in the entire world. It's like, and it's not like in each film they made him like gain skills. It's just that they decided when they brought him back, like he wasn't in the third one. Then once they brought them all back for the fourth one or the fifth one, they were just like, well, he's the tech guy. He's the guy who does the machine stuff. So naturally, he's the guy who can disable a nuclear bomb using a computer from a distance of 20 miles away or something. Like that's just what he does now. Is that he is the Q of the series. It's very funny. Did I get a haircut? Or am I just used both? I think this is maybe the second time you've ever seen my shoulders, and I did also chop all my hair off. I didn't get a haircut because I still don't go out to places with people. I refuse. You can't force me to stop being a recluse. I don't want to do it. I live in a bubble. I literally live in a bubble. I'm here in a bowl. But I was getting sick of it, and in the heat, I am like a dog. I do need most of my hair chopped off as soon as the sun comes out. So I did chop all of my hair off, yeah, so that I can just push it out of my face. Started getting haircuts on the astral plane as therapy. That's a good idea. I should look into astral projection. I should do more astral projection. I think that would be good for me. Can you astral project if you do transcendental meditation? Because I know there is a guy who teaches TM around here, like quite close to me. That I keep thinking about doing it, but it was always at a time when I couldn't work. But now I could do it, except that would then violate my rule about not going out and doing stuff where people are around. I don't want to do it, and I don't have to. Last year's taught me anything is that I don't have to live by society's rule. Much like Dom Toretto, I don't have to live by society's rules. I can be fast and furious without risking my life, much like John Cena's older brother, Vin Diesel. I'm a monk. I'm half monk, half hitman. I'm half monk, half hitman go. Mike Monk. Monk is a Twitch thing, right? I know, I'm learning about video games. What else did you want to know? You want to know what I was looking forward to about video games? VR. Yeah, they're apparently they announced at E3 that they're going to be doing more VR. Just kind of generally, they're going to be adding VR to stuff, adding stuff into VR, making a room in VR, and making a software thing that when you put a helmet on, you can go around the room and you can look at the room, and within the room there's maybe like I don't know, it's like a table, something. Yeah, they're adding VR to Microsoft Office Suite. You can they're adding VR to Scrivener. Scrivener, it's a great software. If you don't know about Scrivener, it's only about $45, one-time license fee. None of this subscription stuff that these other big brand X is making you pay. It's just a one-time fee, and it's great. It's a really, really great program. And you can just wander around. You can wander around. Look, there's a thing. It's like Penny Crayon. I don't know if that's a reference that carries. I never know if I'm A, too old, and B, too English for any of my references to come across. But within Scrivener, you can do what we're doing right here. So this whole stream is a demonstration of the new Scrivener VR, because next week I'm going to be walking around in Spookbrook, Illinois. I've invented it now. I've invented it by writing it onto this. And all I need to do is click the VR button up in the menu bar, and it will convert the world that we've created into a 3D virtual reality space. And then we can do like sort of Johnny Mnemonic stuff. You have gloves, and you can move stuff around. So instead of having to write words anymore, you don't have to write words anymore. Once you're in there, and it's connected to your brain, you can start talking about, hey, I'm going to shoot the president with a gun. And it inputs the signals from your brain into the world of Spookbrick, Illinois that you've created in VR. Where can I get a coffee flavored coffee? I went into a store the other day. I went into a 7-Eleven. Hey. I went into a 7-Eleven the other day and I said, hey, give me a coffee. I said, hey, give me a coffee. And the kid, this fucking little kid, right, says to me, what flavor? I said, what flavor? He said, yeah, what flavor coffee do you want? I said, I want a coffee flavored coffee. Whatever happened to a coffee flavored coffee? You got your mocha, frappa, I don't give a crappuccino, hold the milk, add the soy, froth on the top, sprinkle of chocolate. I said, just give me a coffee. And they said, what kind of coffee do you want? I said, put a coffee in a cup. Just put the coffee in the cup. I taste the coffee. I say, what is this shit? I say, what is this shit you've given me? They say, oh, that's the new blend we've got. That's the new batch. That's caramel flavor. That's caramel flavor. Whatever happened to coffee flavored coffee? I just want a coffee flavored coffee. Thank you. I've been Maiko. Coming up next, we've got a comedian from Metropolitan City. Apparently studies game design. We're not telling jokes. But they're going to be here doing their new Type 5. So let's give a warm multiverse chuckle hut welcome to Nullcasting, coming up right after this. I've been Maiko. You've been a great audience. Thank you very much. Remember to be kind to every version of yourself throughout the multiverse. Love you all. And I will see you next week. I'll see you in the chat. And I'll see you in the line for a coffee-flavoured coffee. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to go for a coffee-flavoured coffee. Where can I just get a coffee-flavoured coffee? I'm still here. Because Null said she needs another 5 minutes, so it's just gone from the end credits straight back to me. I've calmed down now. I have run out of the actual topic. Yeah, let's go. What's up? Null, just tell me. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll chill out. What are we doing? Show's over, though, so I'm not going to do any more work. I feel like I've done enough work. But the show's over. But yeah, we're just chilling out, having some fun. I'm sure Omega Dog is one. It's just not working. I am my own soulmate, which is interesting. Yeah, this is a post-credit sequence. Have you ever heard of the Avengers Initiative? Do a sound alert during the bumper. I think you can do a sound alert during the bumper. I was getting a wooze during the Enron Jr. vanity card. Two magicians bound by magics. You can still do it. If you want numbers, I can do another end credits. How you doing, Nell? Just let me know when you're ready and I'll go. Just came back. Came back to do an encore. Do you want more? Okay. I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes while you get a pizza. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go this time. Omega Dog is definitely one. Omega Dog is one. I'm certain that we made an Omega Dog. We got a pizza? Or have we avoided pizza because of the internet's obsession with pizza being a bad thing? I'm sorry, maybe I didn't make an Omega Dog. I don't remember. I made so many dogs. There is a hot dog, but there is no... Hot dog should be a command. You're absolutely right, Numbers. How's everybody doing? We're doing... Yeah, maybe somebody already got it. I'm picking up the mic again because this is an evening with... I'm doing a little crowd work. How are you all doing? Anybody here from out of town? Anybody here from... Anybody here from the Pacific Northwest? Universe 236. Ah, I'm sorry? No, I heard you. I'm just sorry. So, Universe 236, huh? Yeah. Pretty good town. Yeah, nice weather for ducks in Universe 236. Just saying like dad stuff in the voice of a crowd work insult comic, because I'm not. We've discussed this. I keep throwing myself into improv situations without being prepared to actually improvise anything. Don't know why I do this to myself. Don't really know why I'm still here, because I did say I'm not going to wait 20 minutes for Noel to get a pizza. So maybe I'll go. I'm going to make myself a coffee. I'm going to check the weather outside. But the weather is currently 23 degrees still. 23 is too much, too hot for a dog. Are you hallucinating? Yeah, maybe. I'm doing crowd work. I wish I had a thinner mic. I wish I had a thinner microphone. I want a game show microphone. I do have a... Hold on, let's go somewhere. I don't know if this is going to work. Where are we going to go? I've disappeared. Everything's disappeared. Don't know if anything's going to show up again. So yeah, we're doing some crowd work. Yeah, Eurodov says improv is too hard. Yeah, I'll agree. Eating a tube of cookie brownie right now. I've never seen... I think that is a very American thing. I've never seen a roll of cookie dough over here before. Never in my life. I don't think anything's going to show up here. Could go for an extremely thick microphone. That's possible. Yeah, could go for an extremely thick microphone, maybe. I'm just hearing the void now. This is weird. Where is everything? Where's all my stuff gone? I don't know where everything's gone. Movie time? Could do movie time. Imagine if I just... it would be such a bad prank if I just started playing copyrighted material on here, because it wouldn't just ruin things for me. It would ruin things for everyone. It would just ruin things for everyone, because I would get the entire channel banned, which would ruin the hard work of everybody who's ever worked on any show. I am in an unusual void, which feels like a good time for me to finally leave. I thought I was being nice by sticking around, but then Noel decided to take a liberty by buying a pizza for 20 minutes, getting a slice and an ice, slice and a Coke. Only in New York. Yeah, it is quite peaceful there. I quite like it. I feel like this is how I used to stream. I used to have a black background. I used to just have one of Warlock's circles behind me. Not cookie dough, a swirl of cookie and a swirl of brownie in a tube, in a tube. Now that's unusual. Now that's if you eat cookie and a swirl of brownie out of a tube, you might just be crime bottles. Yeah, you might just be a crime bottles. Got him. Rackham. I can't. I'm not gonna improve on that. I'm not gonna go out better than that. In a tube. Y'all eat cookie and a swirl of brownie in a tube. Y'all might just be a crime puddles. So that's as good as it gets. Maybe, in the words of Jack Nicholson, maybe this is as good as it gets. That wasn't a Jack Nicholson impression. That was just my regular voice. So, see ya.